Hello, my sunshine, and welcome to a new episode of the Hot Girl Morning Podcast. I am so excited to have you here because today we're going to talk about becoming your own best friend. But before we get into the topic of this week's episode, I'm going to take this book that I often like to take, which is called Living with Joy, Keys to Personal Power and Spiritual Transformation by Sanea Roman. And I'm going to open up a random page and see what message is meant to find you today. This book is like filled with affirmations and quotes and stuff like that. And let's see what we're going to have today. Okay. No affirmation or no quote is on this specific page, but there are quite a couple of questions. And I think I will just ask you these so you can just reflect about them. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, but this is so perfect for today's episode. Okay, let's just start. How would you know if you were acting or thinking in a way that is loving to yourself? How would today or tomorrow look if everything you did was an act of self-love? What would your actions look like if you were loving to yourself in the following areas? Your physical body, your intimate relationship, your job or career? What would you do today or tomorrow to be more loving to yourself in your relationships, in your job, and with your physical body? Think of 3 specific actions you would take for each of these 3 areas. Ooh, and there's even a daily joy practice. I'm going to read to you that as well. Sense your energy for a moment. Allowing yourself to come into the center of your being. Open to experience a deeper part of your being, your innermost self, whose nature is pure, unconditional love. This self is your soul, loves you, understands you, and is always working for your higher good. Ask your soul to increase the love you are capable of receiving. Allow the love that is within the core of your being to become more visible and shine forth, increasing your ability to love yourself. As you think of the day ahead, picture feeling more of the love that is within you and finding new ways to express it. Something within you is growing stronger, wiser, and more loving as you open to the unlimited love within you. As you go about your day, imagine that your innermost self is bringing you all the opportunities you need to love, nurture, and honor yourself, and then do so. Practice loving yourself today with your thoughts and your words. Make yourself right rather than wrong. Forgive yourself, knowing that you are always doing the best you know how. Make yourself the authority of what is good for you. Feel the joy that comes from honoring who you are. At night, reflect on how the day felt and what changed as you opened to a new level of self-love. Excuse me? This is perfect for today's episode. This is literal perfection for today's episode because today I want to talk about becoming your own best friend. And becoming your own best friend has so much to do with self-love and learning to fall in love with your core, with your being, with your soul. Because if I'm being honest, probably most of you, if the way you talk to yourself, you would talk to your best friend wouldn't be your best friend anymore. Is that right? Am I maybe right with this very harsh statement? Would what you're saying to yourself, would that shy away a best friend? Because if so, we really need to change something. We need you to start acting and talking to yourself like someone you love. You know, with a best friend, it's so easy. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I don't know how else to say it because when you have your best friend, you're like, whatever, if she is messing something up, no worries, girl, you got it. People make mistakes. That's really natural. But what are you gonna do now? I don't know how it is with you, but my best friend gets the best hype up, pep talks, whatever you want to call them. If I have my best friend here and she's unsure about like going for her dreams, about doing whatever, girl, you better watch out, because you're gonna get a freaking pep talk. Because you have forgotten to look in the mirror recently and see how freaking amazing you are and how capable you are. And somehow you have looked into this fucking broken mirror, which is not telling you the truth. And you're believing these wrong statements that are not true. And then you're telling yourself all this shit that is just not true. Sorry, I get really passionate when I'm the supportive bestie and I'm giving pep talks, as you may or may not know. I'm sorry, maybe I'm a little bit, no, I'm not gonna apologize. Today I'm in a ecstatic energy, and I want to share this with you because I want you to learn to really become aware of what is going on internally in your mind. Because for a lot of the girlies that are listening to this podcast or maybe watching, they're probably overthinkers, people pleasers, and you like to overanalyze every situation. And what is going on then internally is often not that nice, because you overthink every situation in 1,000 different parts, and you're not getting further. And sometimes you need to switch the perspective. And I want you to do this, like literally really become aware, like challenge yourself to be in your mind, or just like in all areas of your life, be your supportive bestie for a day. And really be like the person who is calling you out for the shit that is happening internally. When you realize, oh no, there's this negative spiral coming, you're just like, no. Not today, and not with me. I am a good human. I'm trying my best, and it is okay to make mistakes. And I want you to really, let's honestly do a 24-hour challenge. 24 hours of being your supportive bestie and calling yourself your shit out that is going on internally. Because as I said, awareness is like everything. You need to first be aware of what is going internally, and then you can switch it around. And I love sometimes to do these kinds of challenges because they really make you aware, and they really like kind of stop you in your tracks, and they help you to realize like what is going on right now is not what we like. No. Let's stop that and let's get back into supportive bestie mode. And really important, supportive bestie mode is really supportive, but it isn't this toxic positivity of not being able to feel any emotion other than happiness and confidence and all these. Sometimes what a supportive bestie does is take your hand and helps you to feel the emotions. And they help you to feel sad. And they give you whatever you need. And that's what you need to learn to do for yourself. Really listen internally. What has upset you? Maybe you're upset about something. Then really think about, okay, where does this come from? And instead of being hard on yourself that this specific thing has upset you, change what is going on internally. Whoa, okay. It seems like there's a trigger for me. Interesting. Where does this might come from? Thank you, body, for showing me what I need to work on. Honestly, fun fact. Is it a fun fact? We don't know. But triggers are freaking amazing, even though they're sometimes really a pain in the ass. But triggers, they show you what you need to work on. Like, how cool is that? You get this uncomfortable feeling where you're just like, oh, I feel uncomfortable. Something is wrong. There you have your sign. If you ever forget what you need to work on, that's how you know what you need to work on. So what I'm trying to say is learn to fall in love with yourself and become your own supportive bestie, because I remember years ago it was like really a thing for me where I was just like, I sometimes wish I had someone in my life who would really give me that support, like whenever I would feel down. But what I realized, it doesn't matter. Like, I have the people in my life. Like, I have my best friend, I have my partner, but still, you need to become the person who is then supporting you. Like, you need to be the person who is taking care of you and who is guiding you through challenges, because the people around you sometimes might not know the right words to say. And the only right words that know, or the only person who know what right words you need, is yourself. So what if you would learn to become that best friend for yourself? What if you would learn to show yourself so much love, to help you to go through all the hardships and through all the good times and through everything in between that is happening? Because the only person that will be there from the day you were born till the day that you will die is you. This is your life. This is your journey. And wouldn't it be sad to look back to a life where you treated yourself so poorly, where you showed yourself so much hate? I think that is so sad. I think that is so sad. And it's not about like having to fall in love with every little tiny part about yourself, but just falling in love with learning to become who you are. I don't know. And with going for your life and just making the decision. I don't know. Life is just better when you're in love with yourself, honestly. And I know that whole falling in love with yourself is quite hard. If you're interested, I think I quite recently made an episode where I talked about my journey towards self-acceptance, self-love, and all of that. That could maybe be an inspiration to you, because these were topics that I was working on for a really, really long time. Where first I needed to learn to accept myself and to discover who I really am. And what I have realized recently is really, this is something that I became so good at, to really know myself. I know my energy. I know my boundaries. I can communicate them. And the way the conversations in my mind look like these past couple of months is just, if I compare this to a couple of years ago, there is nothing to compare to. And I can really feel internally that I am fine. Like, I am treating myself like someone I love. I am treating myself like someone I love. And I have let go of all that hatred, of all that, the things that have upset me and the mistakes that I have made, because there were so many mistakes, because we're human. We're meant to make mistakes. Mistakes are good things because they teach us something. But I want you to get to a point where you can take a look in the mirror and be proud of who you are, and be happy of who you are, and feel the love towards yourself. Feel the love, honestly, towards yourself. Because I feel like once I learned to truly also prioritize me and become my best friend and fall in love with myself, this is where I finally had also more energy to like show up for the world. I think before, I was very much in the like people pleaser, empath. I always wanted to be there for everyone else, and I kind of forgot to take care of myself. And then I realized how my energy was just gone, and I felt incapable of giving other people my energy anymore. And I felt like I couldn't be a good friend anymore. I couldn't be a good partner anymore. And it was especially these times when I was, I think around 21, I had like a depressive phase or episode or something like that. And in the beginning of 2023, I had burnout. And I think these were really the times where I realized, okay, there's something that I need to change. And I always I see my life's purpose so much connected to I want to help humans go for the life they cannot stop dreaming about. And it is so sad if you don't take care of yourself, because then you cannot take care of your soul purpose, because, or at least for me, I couldn't do that anymore because there was no capacity left. There was no capacity left because I forgot to take care of myself in between. And really, please, whoever who is listening to this podcast right now, know that you need to take care of yourself. You can prioritize yourself. You can prioritize your well-being. Prioritize yourself like you prioritize other people. And I say this a lot of the times. Schedule in your calendar every week a soul date or something that you do for yourself. And it is an appointment like you would go to the dentist. And it is something fixed. There's no runaround, where you're taking care of yourself, or you're doing something that brings you joy, that brings you closer to yourself. Because so often we're just in this day-to-day life and stressing from one thing to the next. And sometimes we just need to pause and to rest and to breathe and to allow ourselves to take breaks and allow ourselves to enjoy our own company. Really allow ourselves to enjoy our own company without distraction and being always on our phone, or without always having the need to be around other people, because being alone hurts so much. I want you to fall in love with yourself. I want you to become your own best friend and finally realize how freaking amazing you are. That is it. That's it, what I want for you. If you want any more sprinkles of motivation, inspiration, anything else like that, you can hop on over to my Instagram at greta.webhofer, at GRETAWEBHOFER, and just follow me there and follow my content. And I always love to get feedback from you, like if it is on Spotify comments or over on Instagram in the DMs. I would love to hear from you, and if you have any challenges, anything that I can support you with, or any episode recommendations, please let me know. Also, if you think that this episode would be beneficial to a friend, feel free to send it to them or share it in your stories. And feel free also to rate this podcast. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye.